because of me.
Damn.
I'd give no less for you.
Wow, the vocal control is insane.
You ready?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber, professional opera singer and music producer, and today for the first time ever I'm going to be checking out Faouzia, and this is Tears of Gold stripped. I guess this is a stripped down version of this song. Again, I've never heard this artist, but I keep hearing amazing things about her, so very excited to check it out. Guys, this is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing primarily to talk about her vocal technique and other musical characteristics that I find interesting and want to comment on. If I have enhanced your Faouzia experience by the end of this, if I have brought joy and enjoyment to your musical experience, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month to get benefits, or you can check it out for free and see what's going on if you don't want to donate anything at first. Otherwise, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the bell. And without further ado, let's get into Faouzia, Tears of Gold. Whoa, started like a second in. So already you can tell she has good vocal control, right? We can hear that riffing capability very clearly. Super easy. I love the vocal quality is just really nice. There's so much brightness in the sound. Now, of course, some of this can be done with post-processing and you know, putting the final edits on the video or an audio, but just a very crisp, clear vocal, which is it's exactly what you want in any kind of commercially produced music. You want that vocal to just be popping, to be right in your face and super clear, and it's nice we're getting that. Now it's hard to tell. I mean, is that there's a little what sounds like a tuning artifact happening here, but it also could be a really quick switch in registration. It's a little hard to tell. It sounds like a bit of an artifact from tuning, but it could also be a registration shift. We'll see as the video goes on what's going on there. That moment there.
Mama always told me that I was too naive, gave away my trust for pennies. I said, don't you worry, didn't think that I'd be broken down and crying, help me.
So I mean, of course, this is all going to be edited in post as well. The video is probably lip synced. This is okay. Now, before everyone starts throwing equipment across the room, lip syncing is just generally how it's done in any kind of industry standard. Even a stripped down version is likely going to be, you know, produced in the studio, so you get that really high quality audio sound in the studio, and then you link that up with video so it both sounds really good and looks really good. And lip syncing does not just mean mouthing the lyrics while you're performing a video. You can be singing along to it. The point is that you're not taking the audio from that performance. You're taking the audio from the studio version and putting it into the video version, so you just get the highest quality product possible. So that's something. I don't know if she's doing it here. I haven't watched enough of the video to judge that yet, but it would be totally normal for that to happen. And as well, it's not that any videos that are lip synced can't be performed live. Obviously, she can sing all these notes live super well. It's just a matter of the quality of audio you're looking for. So that's a whole thing. I always get pushback about lip syncing, but it's never a dig on the artist. It's just part of how music videos are made. Again, I don't know if that's how this one is done yet. If it's a really good lip sync, it's actually hard to tell. You usually have to just tell by the audio. I digress. Let's keep going.
Mama always told me that I was too naive, gave away my trust for pennies. I said, don't you worry, didn't think that I'd be broken down and crying, help me.
Beautiful really beautiful voice, and it has this warmth and this kind of sultriness to it. At the same time, it has this nice presence. You can tell she naturally gets good vocal fold closure, so there's a lot of presence and clarity in the sound. And that's really what you want. You want to have both some of that warmth and space in the sound from that relaxed style singing, and also some nice presence and clarity. And we're getting just a perfect combination of that in her voice.
Red, check, heart, and dead. All you do is come on, I just came here to collect. Red, check, heart, and dead. Don't you know that I cried tears of gold for you? I sit here apart for you, collect my pennies and my dimes. That's why you love it when I cry.
Such a great voice, and man, when she gets up into that upper belt register, that is absolutely phenomenal. Just crystal clear, so much control. I do think the video is synced. The vocals sound edited. They're just so perfect, and so like the volume is perfectly the same the whole time. The pitch is, it's just she's perfectly in tune on everything. Again, not to say she can't do that, but there's a certain quality of accuracy in an edited vocal that even the best live performers usually don't achieve. And it's this way because in a live performance, people are going to hear that performance and it's probably going to be done. It's not going to get scrutinized so much. If you have a song that's going on a radio or on streaming, and like this artist is going to be heard by millions, tens of millions of people, it has to be perfect. It has to be so perfect, because if any of it is off at all, it's going to be heard as wrong, essentially, by tens of millions of people, whereas that is kind of forgiven in a live performance. So the vocals they just sound so perfectly polished, like a studio recording, which is great. That's what you want in a music video, by the way. Like, you want that quality audio to match with a really beautiful video, right? If you have this beautiful video and the audio is out of tune, and you're like, what's going on, right? You want your cake and you want to eat it too, and the only way you get that is recording really high quality audio in the studio and a really high quality video in the session in a different studio, a video studio, and you put those together, bada bing, bada boom, you got a great music video that looks and sounds great.
Do is come on, I just came here to collect. Red, check, heart, and dead. Don't you know that I cried tears of gold for you? I sit here apart for you, collect my pennies and my dimes. That's why.
That beautiful shift in registration where she goes from her chest voice and then flips up into that head voice. Just such a clear, clearly an intentional artistic move, right? To shift up into that head voice, and just so well done. Just so nicely done. Chest voice, actually, up to C sharp. There one. C sharp 5, just above tenor high C, so that's getting high, right? That's a high place to carry that pure chest voice, even for a natural female vocalist. Still very high, still takes training and skill. But that wasn't what I was going to talk about. I just wanted to focus on this flipped in registration she does shortly after. Here we go. Pennies and my dimes. On the word my is when she flips up. So nice. Oh, and a flip on the way down. Beautiful. And also, look how big her mouth gets on less. Really just making as the biggest mouth possible on that high C sharp belt, which really is what you want to be doing. Those high chest belts, you basically want to have the biggest mouth possible. It's just good for the sound. It's good for, and it comes down to physics of sound and how it works coming out of the throat, essentially. But you want to have a big mouth on the belts. So beautifully done there. I'd give no lies for you. Generosity is my enemy, so I'm broken. Your heart's free.
because of me.
Damn. Because of me. All the way down to E flat 3, which is very, very low for a female vocalist. That's awesome, especially after she's doing all that high belting.
Because of.
That's actually, it sounds lower when she does it because I'm singing in her octave, which for my voice is like middle voice. Because of me.
Getting your heart's rich because of me.
And it almost wants to dip into a vocal fry, but it doesn't quite.
I know that this is my fault, gave a little too much, knew that this was gonna happen, but I'm not gonna lie, you can make me cry 1,000 times, I'll come running back like what is going on with my head, red, check, hard, and dead, all you do is come around, came here to collect.
She really reminds me of Dua Lipa a lot. Just in how her voice sounds and in her approach. Now she does da-da-da-da-da, like the changing in rhythms as well. Also, something I forgot to point out earlier when I was talking about lip syncing in videos. It is also possible that she's singing this live now, and you know with in-ear mics or something like that, and then they're just editing the vocal later through this microphone. The reason I don't think that's going on is because this kind of microphone is really it's used for amplification usually. I don't know anyone that records audio on, this is probably like a Shure FM 57 or something, generally meant for performance, whereas if you're going to be recording in studio, you're going to be using usually a nice condenser microphone or a very different kind of dynamic microphone than this one. These microphones are great for stage because they're meant to be able to be like beat up. And they're meant to be able to be really loud, whereas, you know, like you're performing like a stadium or something. Whereas recording microphones are very different, how they're engineered, how they're structured. So that's another reason why I think it's probably separately recorded in studio first, is because this kind of microphone is almost always used for live performance and not used for recording. And the quality of this audio recording is very high. Like her vocals sound very, very well recorded.
On a line, you can make me cry 1,000 times. I'll come running back like what is going on with my head? Red, check, hard, and dead. All you do is come around, came here to collect.
I like Dua Lipa, I'm telling you.
Red, check, hard, and dead. Don't you know that I cry tears of gold for you? I sit here.
I am obsessed with her high belt range. I mean, her voice is absolutely stunning, top to bottom, but there's something so exciting about that high belt range. It has like this edge to it, which is just phenomenal. She went even higher on this. Earlier, remember when she flipped on the word my? In this second rendition of the chorus, she actually maintains that. She stays in chest voice the whole time, and then I think goes even higher just before I paused a second ago. Is that C sharp? Sounds really great when I do it up there, doesn't it, guys? All the way up to that E flat 5. Very, very high belting. Very, very high to maintain chest voice connection. And she does this thing where she adds these tiny little riffs in between notes. It's like almost imperceptible. You probably can't even really tell unless you're listening on like studio headphones. But like she'll have 3 notes that she'll just throw in super quickly. And that's why early on in the video I was commenting on, you can already tell her voice moves well and has really good agility. And you hear that in between notes. She'll do like a three note riff super fast, almost imperceptibly fast.
For you, giving no less for you.
Like a bunch of those she'll throw in to where you can't even tell. Now those were very highlighted and amazing and like, wow, the vocal control is insane.
giving no less for you.
Crazy.
Generosity's my enemy, so I'm broken. Your heart's rich because of me.
I love she's taking this section totally in that lighter mechanism head voice, totally out of chest voice. And you can tell because it's a little breathier, right? It's a little breathier, a little airier, a little softer. As opposed to if she was connecting that all in chest voice, it's much more belty, it's much more yelly-like. It really is a belt is a lot like a yell physiologically. Nice to get this down section here, and she'll probably come back with a big, vocal firework chorus to finish.
Generosity's my enemy, so I'm broken. Your heart's rich because of me. And those bodies that do it all over again. Now those bodies know it's never gonna end. I keep coming right back like a maniac. I keep coming right back like, oh.
I love hearing how much her voice, she's just willing to experiment with the vocal colors. She's willing to explore her entire range. She'll go from like that high light head voice mechanism all the way down to what she was just doing, where it was like this super chesty, like darker color in the bottom. I love hearing her, like, she's not like experimenting with her voice right now, but when making this song and writing this song, clearly she was exploring different parts of her voice and like what it can do on the top, what it can do on the bottom, different vocal colors, different registrations. I love it.
And those bodies that do it all over again. Now those bodies know it's never gonna end. I keep coming right back like a maniac. I keep coming right back like, oh.
Like I cannot move my voice that fast. No chance. But listen to that little riff she does in that pattern there.
I keep coming right back like, oh. And those bodies that do it all over again. Now those bodies that know it's never gonna end.
She actually has really strong head voice for a pop style singer. Usually pop singers are really chest voice dominant, and once they get into their head voice, it's like super breathy. Like because if you don't train your voice up there, it just doesn't strengthen, obviously. It works like muscles in the gym. And she actually has pretty solid vocal fold closure even when she's up in that head voice registration. Even when it's on the lower side, usually you hear it when it gets up higher. These are notes that she could sing with that pure chest voice connection. But she's opting for that lighter mechanism, but it still has a nice clarity to the sound. And that is actually unusual for pop singers.
Like, oh, and those bodies that do it all over again. Now those bodies that know it's never gonna end. I keep coming right back like a maniac. I cry tears of God.
All the way up to F5 in pure chest belt land. That is bonkers. Also, I keep talking about the music video and lip syncing thing, but it's fascinating. It's a fascinating topic, and there's a lot of misunderstanding out there about it. She's also, earlier she said she's not singing into a microphone traditionally used for recording. It's a performance microphone. She's also in a room that is maybe if those were all acoustic panels, it would be decent, but you would still get some space. You usually want to be in like a small enclosed booth when you're recording to get a really pure sound, so there's not extra space in the sound or extra reverb or anything like that. It looks like these could be sound panels, but even so, she's in a relatively larger space. I think they're more probably just decorative. It is hard to tell for sure. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. So not singing into a mic traditionally for recording session, and not in a, in an ideal setting for recording your voice where you want to be truly in like a vocal booth, not just in a room. So you have as much control over the editing process as possible afterwards.
I cried tears of God. That's why you love it when I cry.
Insane vocal control way up in that super high belt range. absolutely nuts. Now I would love to hear her sing this in a truly live setting, just to see, because like she's a very successful artist. She can sing all this stuff live. I have no doubt. I would just want to hear it. I just want to hear it, you know, in like an acoustic setting. That'd be really cool. So if you have recommendations for an even more stripped down version of this stripped down version, I would love to see it.
Collect my and my dimes, that's why you laugh it when I cry.
Like those notes are just absolutely perfectly, like if you're tuning vocals in the studio, you go by what's called cents, how many cents off from the center of the pitch it are, just measured in 100. So you have 100 cents per each pitch. And you can go up, you know, once you go up 50, you're kind of leaning into the next pitch a little bit. I mean, these sound like they're like zero, just zeros like perfectly in the middle every time, which is not humanly possible. You can be very close. You can be within like 3, 5, 10 regularly. If you're perfectly in the middle, like if I threw this vocal into Melodon and it was like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, that's how you would know that it was tuned perfectly. And it's what every song on the radio is. It is tuned absolutely perfectly, like I was saying earlier. Just information for you guys. And it's, again, never a comment on, oh, yeah, this artist can't sing in tune. This is all studio, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Of course this artist can sing super well in tune and can perform these songs live. It's just a matter of like industry standard and what really sounds good in a music video, what really sounds good on the radio is a different standard than if, you know, we're listening to someone do an acoustic session. There we go. Tangent over.
Love for you, I'd give no lies for you. Generosity is my enemy, so I'm broke.
I love how the instruments in the background, the piano, cut out for a minute while she sustained that belt. Really cool. We get to just hear the raw voice, and it makes this kind of build-up effect, and then the piano comes back in. Really, really cool arrangement playing from the pianist.
I'm broke. Check.
Nice.
In debt. All you do is come around, just came here to collect. Check. In debt. Don't you know that I cry?
Yeah, see, she's performing with John Legend. Like, she would not be performing with John Legend unless she was an absolutely sensational singer. Live, not live, doesn't matter. So just know that, guys. Just know whenever I'm talking about lip syncing and studio recordings and editing and tuning, I'm just talking so you guys have more information about the industry. There's a lot of crap out there where they're, for example, on TikTok, where you have these singers who are tuning their voices to oblivion to, you know, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, but they're acting like it's a live performance, and that's really unhealthy for the listener, because then they hear a raw voice and they think, oh, this person can't sing, because they're used to hearing these perfectly bullshit level tuned TikTok singers that get tons of, you know, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of plays, and it's really misinformation. So I'm just trying to shed light on the industry and what you can expect and what is likely, you know, true raw singing and what has likely been edited. None of it is a dig on the singers. All those TikTok singers are immensely talented. They're great singers. They would sound great if they didn't tune anything, but they tune it to give it that kind of perfect feel. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained appreciation for this artist or learned something about the music industry. That's the whole point here. If you'd like to support me, check out my Patreon. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.